tell us what's happening in Tel Aviv at the moment.
Tel Aviv is a dead city right now. You really feel a city that's been brought to its knees. If you use Google Maps, the main things that jump out at you are the signs for bomb shelters, cafes are closed, the streets are empty, people are afraid. And it's striking to me because earlier today I remarked that this situation has left Prime Minister Netanyahu governing over a country where half of the nation's territory, the north and the south, are now considered unfit for human habitation. And that's why there's so many internally displaced Israelis. But if you come to the largest and most important commercial hub of Israel, Tel Aviv, a city that normally doesn't sleep, you realize that actually the damage to Israel is much, much greater than that.
Noga, we were reporting yesterday that there was anger in Israel from the families of those who have been taken hostage in Gaza. They wanted to meet with Benjamin Netanyahu. Yesterday, they got their wish, or some of them at least got their wish. What was the outcome of that meeting?
The outcome of the meeting was more anger on the part of families. Some of them said that they had a sense of hope just because he had agreed to meet them, which was a first. But the result of yesterday has not been good politically for Benjamin Netanyahu. He held his first press conference of this war and his first press conference in many years. He failed to answer. He declined to respond to the main question, which was, does he take any responsibility? And can he assure Israelis that there will be a national commission of inquiry? He deflected. He then posted a tweet attacking the Israeli armed services, the chiefs of the Israeli armed services, in the middle of the night, which he was then forced to delete. And I would say this has been a very, very poor show of leadership, not only for the families of the hostages that number in the hundreds, but for most Israelis. In fact, just before I got on the radio with you, one of the titans of Israeli industry, Amnon Shashua, who established the Mobileye company, he called for Netanyahu's ouster.
What are the people in Israel saying at the moment? Here we're having lots of discussions whether or not there should be a humanitarian pause, a ceasefire. A lot of people are concerned with the amount of people losing their lives in Gaza. What do the Israeli people feel should be done?
Well, the Israeli people right now are most influenced by the families of the hostages. And these families are calling for more or less the opposite of what the Israeli government is doing right now. They're calling for delay, to stop and then delay the ground operation. And they're calling basically for the government to do anything and give away anything to get these hostages back alive. There are at least 230 of them. Some are babies a few months old and some are grannies in their close to 90s. And one of the Hamas leaders was quoted as saying that if Israel released all Palestinian security prisoners, that's about 6,000 people convicted of, major crimes, that Israel could get the hostages back. He wasn't filmed saying this, it's almost hearsay, but the families have grabbed onto that, and their new slogan is all for all, to exchange all the prisoners for all of their loved ones.
Is there a remote chance that the Israeli government would even consider that?
I think there is a remote chance the Israeli government would consider that. A very prominent people, including the most recent former head of the Mossad, Yossi Cohen, who until very recently was considered extremely close to Netanyahu, he even advocated for that. Should give you an idea of how edgy things are here.